Namaskar. Welcome, Viewer Asia Voice Community. I'm ITV Goal, and you started watching the show on Sunday at 11 a.m. We have every week weekly edition of Viewer Asia, and this week we'll begin with our weekly edition. This week with Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh, we'll have Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji's part of the address on National Youth Day. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal was received with warmth in New Jersey, Edison, an event organized by the Indian Consulate. We'll have a report on that. We'll also share part of my conversation with the minister, where he visited the studio of ITV Gold. We'll also take you to API, that is the American Association of Physicians of Indian Origin, New Jersey chapter organized a blanket donation drive. So all this coming up right after these short messages. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Vision of Asia Voice Community on ITV Gold. This is our weekly edition, and we begin, as always, with this week with Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh.
And now, time for weekly show with a passionate India lover, Chairman of ITV Gold and Parikh Worldwide Media. Get ready for loving sharing from physician, philanthropist, publisher, and India advocate in this week.
Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas, and I have the distinct pleasure and honor of welcoming Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh to this weekly edition. Namaste, Dr. Sahab. Welcome.
Namaskar, namaskar.
Dr. I want to begin with you. Since we are in January and India has observed Pravasi Bharatiya Divas, you are also a recipient of Pravasi Bharatiya Samman. Talk to me about as an NRI, how significant do you feel this Pravasi Bharatiya Divas plays its role?
I think this Pravasi Bharatiya Divas is it was started in 2003 by that time Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji. Whole idea was to connect the Indian diaspora to India, motherland, and at that time even in early 2000. We had about 26 million Indians outside India, 26 million, and now I think it's about 33 or 35 million. So that shows that a large chunk of the Indians, those who are well educated, more successful in their personal, professional life, they all are outside India. So whole idea was to get those people interested in what's happening in the mother India. Also establish a dialogue between NRIs, non-resident Indians, those who are outside India, and Indian government and Indian people, and bring a lot of help from the outside, particularly in the healthcare, any calamity or investment. And so I think that was a prime focus on this, starting the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. And I myself was personally very lucky that I got Pravasi Bharatiya Samman in 2006 and it was bestowed on me that in 2006 the President Abdul Kalam, he bestowed me that honor on me in Hyderabad in 2006.
So with that memory and the current recent Pravasi Bharatiya Divas at Indore, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and head of the state of the neighboring state also mentioned about how grateful they are to India in terms of looking at the whole world as a family and having helped them at vaccine. So talk to me about the festivities this year and Prime Minister address at Pravasi Bharatiya.
I think what Prime Minister says in nutshell that he always respect and has lot of he count on non-resident Indians from outside India, and he recognize and he appreciate that this all these NRIs or Pravasi Bharatiya are very helpful to Mother India both in the investment, to get the investment through the other large American corporation or English corporation or Australian corporation, and they are also investing in India themselves, and also the large association comprise of say Indian physicians like API or BAPIO in England, or our global organization, which I'm a vice president, which is representing 36 countries all over the world outside India, and we are representing 1.6 million Indian doctors from India outside India. And the whole reason for creating this such a global platform, so we can do more substantial and tangible healthcare help to the India, as well as we can do a lot of philanthropic work in India, both in health and otherwise. And also we can, world can be proud of us, because as you know, even in USA, every out of every 7 physician, the one is Indian origin. So that shows that how important we are, and all our important has to be should be translated into help to the Mother India.
So when you say it should be translated into for help to the Mother India, that help can take place in different ways, and I bring to your attention the presence of Commerce and Industry Minister here in America, and fortunately he was here also at our studio. He also complimented you for your contribution, and he mentioned that the way India has reached to becoming the 5th largest economy in the world, what do you think is right in terms of the steps taken by Modi government, which has helped in India reaching here?
Well, Modi government has encouraged very higher educations, particularly in the IT industries, in the health industries, and also made government red tapes kind of eliminated most of the red tape. So it will be very easy for outside corporation, whether it's owned by Indian or it's owned by American or British or Australian, to do the business in India very smoothly. And by doing this thing, he created kind of trust, and so the corporation who are investing from outside has a lot of trust in and security and self kind of easiness to do the business in India. Because when you do business in another country, you can come across so many red tape and so many kind of obstacle. So he made everything so easy, and I think that contribution, and he appreciated, and he made also he gave a kind of 1 mile forward and bend kind of backward in a sense to accommodate all the foreign countries investors as much as, legally speaking, as much as government can do.
So what government can do and the ease of doing business, they say that we have improved on that. At the same time, there are some references which keep coming again and again, especially from the opposition and some economists also, that is the decision related to demonetization, and more important, the way GST is implemented, while it is also one step forward towards improving the ease of doing business, because there is one tax policy, so that kind of reduces a lot of bureaucratic hurdles. But how do you see personally, in terms of your reading, the impact of GST on Indian economy?
I think GST is excellent ideas. I mean, GST is not new thing. I mean, if you go to European countries, they have what we call VAT tax. The VAT tax is a value added tax. So that is another name of the GST. And I think it's the best way to collect upfront for government upfront revenue from the people in order to help the people of putting the other big projects. If you collect the money at the time of the consumer transaction or purchase, I think that's the best way to collect the tax. So it makes government's life easy. Government gets money every month, and then that money is proportionately, what I understand, is distributed to the state where it came from, and so forth. So I think GST is an excellent idea. Only, I mean, some opposition economists, I think they are criticizing or commenting is that just like here, we don't have in New Jersey, there is no tax on food or clothes, because that's an essential commodity for a person to live. So I think Indian government also should consider that and can compensate that deficit with the other corporate investors.
Absolutely.
So that is a better way of doing it, and so I think GST is no-brainer. It's an excellent way to collect revenue from the people for the betterment of the people.
And with that confident approach to this issue, now your concluding remarks for our viewers.
Well, dear friends, we started this new year 2023. Let's forget about all the nightmares and bad dreams about COVID side effect, COVID deaths, economic slump and everything. Let's start. It's a new year with a new beginning. So I wish you again Happy New Year to each and everyone who are listening to ITV Gold. And God, I pray God that God bless America, God bless India, God bless Indian American, and we'll see you next time. Till then, goodbye.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed a special gathering to mark National Youth Day, and this event also brought out how Swami Vivekananda, whose birthday was chosen to be National Youth Day, is significant as far as India's development and development of youth is concerned. Prime Minister Narendra Modi referred to innovation as well as the challenges that anyone faces in journey towards success. Here is Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Swami Vivekananda.
साथियों, आज इस तेजी से बदलते विश्व में स्वामी विवेकानंद जी दो संदेश हर युवा के जीवन का हिस्सा होने चाहिए। ये दो संदेश हैं इंस्टीट्यूशन और इनोवेशन। इंस्टीट्यूशन तब बनता है जब हम अपने विचार को विस्तार देते हैं, टीम स्पिरिट से काम करते हैं। आज हर युवा को चाहिए कि वो अपनी इंडिविजुअल सक्सेस को टीम सक्सेस के रूप में विस्तार दे। यही टीम स्पिरिट टीम इंडिया के रूप में विकसित भारत को आगे ले जाएगा। मेरे युवा साथियों, आपको स्वामी विवेकानंद की एक और बात याद रखनी है। इनोवेशन के लिए भी स्वामी विवेकानंद जी कहते थे, हर काम को 3 चरणों से गुजरना पड़ता है: उपहास, विरोध और स्वीकृति। और अगर इनोवेशन को एक लाइन में परिभाषित करना है तो वो यही है। उदाहरण के लिए, कुछ साल पहले देश में डिजिटल पेमेंट की शुरुआत हुई थी, तो कुछ लोगों ने इसका खूब मजाक उड़ाया था। स्वच्छ भारत अभियान शुरू हुआ तो भी इन लोगों ने कहा कि ये सब भारत में चलने वाला नहीं है। देश गरीबों के लिए बैंकों में जनधन खाते खुलवा रहा था, योजना लेकर आया, उसका भी मजाक उड़ाया। कोविड के समय हमारे वैज्ञानिक स्वदेशी वैक्सीन लेकर आए, तो उसका भी उपहास किया गया कि ये काम भी करेगा या नहीं। लेकिन अब देखिए, आज भारत डिजिटल पेमेंट में वर्ल्ड लीडर है। आज जनधन खाते हमारी इकोनॉमी की एक बड़ी ताकत है। वैक्सीन के क्षेत्र में भारत की उपलब्धि की दुनिया में चर्चा हो रही है। इसलिए आप युवाओं के पास अगर कोई नया आइडिया है तो याद रखें कि आपका उपहास हो सकता है, विरोध हो सकता है, लेकिन अगर अपने आइडिया पर आपको यकीन है तो उस पर टिके रहिए, उस पर भरोसा बनाए रखिए। आपकी सफलता मजाक बनाने वालों की सोच से कहीं बड़ी साबित होगी।
Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal visited New Jersey recently, and there was a reception organized in his honor by the Indian consulate at Edison. This was a packed event. Indian Americans gathered to hear minister under whose leadership, of course, with the guidance of Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, India has reached to take the position of becoming fifth largest economy in the world. Piyush Goyal ji shared a lot of anecdotes and tidbits about the policy that is a part of India's growth story.
Thank you very much for the very warm welcome that all of you have given me today. Thank you, Sri Jan15th, the Honorable Consul General of India in New York. Thank you, Mayor Jan15th, for gracing the occasion and giving me the privilege of meeting you. Another Mumbaiker, originally. Delighted to have Sri Adappa Prasadji, Sri Deepak Rajji, Dr. Sudhir Parekh, Dr. Thomas Abraham, and all the other distinguished ladies and gentlemen, friends, brothers and sisters who have taken the time to be with us here. Thank you very much for honoring me with your presence and for giving me an opportunity to meet with all of you, to interact with you and celebrate Pravasi Bharat Divas along with all of you at this beautiful county. Is Edison a county or? Council. Because truly, as we drove into this place, I felt I was back home. I mean, we had Nallis, we had Kalaniketan, and I think there's something special in the area. And of course, I got an opportunity to express my views to the Indian diaspora on one of the interviews that was held. I got a chance to meet with some of our well-wishers in New York and New Jersey who had assembled in the other room, and therefore my apologies to all of you that you had to wait for us because some other meetings were going on. But truly delighted to be amongst all of you and at the wonderful reception that you have honored me with. We have just celebrated 75 years of India's independence, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, with great pomp and splendor back home. In fact, you might have heard about it, but if any of you experienced the Har Ghar Tiranga program, we literally had a Tiranga being unfurled across the length and breadth of the country. Every home, every shop, every office had a Tiranga bright and loudly proclaiming India's unity and unity in diversity. In fact, I'm grateful to Chinmay and all our young daughters for the brilliant performances they gave us today, because truly it's very heartening to see India's culture being and our traditions being kept alive by all of you. And I'd like to thank you for, in some sense, instigating Indian value systems in the youth, the Indians who are born here, who are living here, who are largely exposed to the American way of life, American lifestyle, that little bit of Indian tradition, value systems, family, culture, I think will hold them in good stead as they grow up to be good citizens of the United States of America, but at the same time also have a little bit of India in their hearts, a little bit of our own country, our own rich heritage, as they grow up to be worthy Indians, proud Indians, but serve whichever country they choose to live and work in. In fact, the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas is one such occasion which the then Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee had started to celebrate all of you and your achievements. And I'm really delighted to be in New Jersey on this very, very auspicious occasion, celebrating with all of you, being a part of your celebrations, celebrating Mahatma Gandhi's arrival back in India after nearly 20 years as a Pravasi Bharatiya in South Africa, way back in 1915. And truly, your contribution as NRIs, as persons of Indian origin, as overseas Indians, is well recognized and appreciated by 1.4 billion Indians back home who look up to you as the ambassadors of India, as the people who hold the Indian flag high in whichever country you live and work in, wherever you are serving. We feel back home that you will be the torch bearers of the India story.
Honorable Commerce and Industry, Textiles, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution Minister of India, Shri Piyush Goyal ji, Honorable Mayor, Mr. Hemant Marathe of West Windsor, distinguished members of the Indian community, members of the ministerial delegation, my dear colleagues, on behalf of the Indian Consulate, I would like to extend a very warm welcome, a very special welcome to our Honorable Minister and to all our community members. It is indeed a delight that we have all of you here to meet, to greet, to exchange views with our minister. Today is a special day for several reasons. One, Edison Town happens to be the home of Indians away from India. Two, we have started our celebrations of the 17th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. My greetings to all of you on this occasion. And three, of course, we have Honorable Minister visiting us. Rarely does it happen that you have a coincidence where so many things fall in place together. And for that reason, today is a really special day. The Indian diaspora is a source of strength for us, a source of pride for us. You have played a significant role in our engagement with the United States, in our friendship, in our partnership, in our people-to-people ties. All this and more will be talked of tomorrow when the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas is inaugurated by Honorable Prime Minister in Indore. India, as you know, is on a transformative path under the visionary leadership of a Prime Minister. There are three things that today happens to be part of global conversation. One, the Indian growth story. Two, the Indian startup ecosystem bursting and booming at its seams. And three, the socio-economic initiatives that is transforming India from food distribution to distribution of public digital goods, so on and so forth.
Edison is the heartbeat of the Indian community in the entire United States of America. There's no question about it. So I'm honored to welcome Minister from India right here in Edison Township. It's wonderful, it's an honor, and it goes to show that our bond with Edison and the Indian community is also very strong, and we must maintain that.
Absolutely, you said it very well, and I think I wish you even all the best. You have done wonderful work in Edison. Wherever you see things are done right, and I think it's all everybody says it's Sam Joshi. He's done everything so good.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We're trying to do as much as we can, and like I said, part of the reason why we're here today is to really welcome the minister, and we want to make sure that everyone knows that our bond with India is very strong.
We are here because we have Honorable Commerce Minister from India. He is with us right now. So what are we expecting from this meet?
Thank you. We have the pleasure of having the Commerce and Industry Minister of India, Shri Piyush Goyal, with us today. He's starting his visit to the United States with engagement with the Indian community, with the Indian diaspora here in New Jersey, Edison, which is so popular as being the hub of the Indian American community. So he starts his visit with the interaction with the Indian American community on the eve of 17th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. In a few hours from now, we'll have the Prime Minister inaugurate the 17th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Sammelan. And so Minister chose to start his visit by meeting with the community here and hearing out them and also sharing with them the vision of the Government of India, what Government of India has been doing for their welfare, not just here in America, but Indian diaspora around the world. After this community engagement, there are a series of business meetings, there are a series of business roundtables that the minister will be participating in New York tomorrow, and then he travels to Washington, D.C., where he'll chair the Indian side for the Trade Policy Forum, which is a forum between United States and India to address all trade-related issues. And besides the TPF, he'll also be meeting his counterpart in the U.S. Commerce Department and also with other business interlocutors.
So would you want to give any kind of a message to people out here? Like especially, this is New Year's time and everybody has different kinds of resolution, whether it comes to investments, whether it comes to anything else. Would you want to say anything else for them?
See, India, as IMF chief says, is the bright spot in the otherwise darker horizon. India is ready from the investment point of view. India is ready from business point of view. India is ready from tourism point of view. My message, our message to the community would be engage more deeply with your roots. You have all done so very well here in America. Now explore India as a market, explore India as a business destination, and also explore parts of India where you have not been to yet. See India, experience India and continue to contribute to the wonderful partnership that India and America have. You are the living bridge between the two countries, and we are very proud of you.
Absolutely. We definitely are very proud. And I know, I'm really waiting and very excited that I am going to be, seeing, what our Honorable Minister is going to be talking about. Definitely, we will catch more glimpses of those in a while.
Of Honor, 6th of America, USA, this award is proudly presented to the Indian Minister of Commerce and Industry, the Honorable Piyush Goyal ji, in gratitude for your service, seva to the Sikh faith in India and throughout the world. We here in Washington, D.C., USA, are pleased to present you with certificate of appreciation on this 8th day of January, 2023. Thank you, sir.
We have here the chairman from the Forum of Sikhs of America. And welcome, sir. How are you today?
I'm very good and glad to be here.
And I think we are even glad to have you here. So tell me, how do you feel with so many people around? And what are you expecting out of this meet?
Well, we are very honored that the Federal Minister of India, Mr. Piyush Goyal, is here, and OFBJP and others have organized this event, and we are participating in it as Sikhs of America. And we want to thank Minister Piyush Goyal and the Prime Minister of India through him for celebrating the Veer Bal Divas of our Sahibzadas that the government of India just celebrated throughout India. So we are here to thank him for that.
Thank you so much. Next, हमारे साथ हैं हरदीप सिंह गोल्डी जी, and who is the president of the New Jersey chapter here of Forum of Sikhs of America. So, welcome, sir. कैसे हैं आप?
बहुत बढ़िया, थैंक्स। सबसे पहले तो हम वेलकम करते हैं पीयूष गोयल जी का, जो इंडिया के मिनिस्टर साहब इधर आए हैं। तो उसके बाद बहुत बड़ी बात मेरे चेयरमैन जैसी सिंह जी ने कही है कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर जी मोदी साहब ने जो बाल दिवस का आयोजन किया है, जो बाल दिवस मनाया है, जो सिखों के इतिहास के बारे में बताया है कि जे कैसे 4 साहिबजादों ने कुर्बानी दी, माता जी ने कुर्बानी दी। ये आने वाले टाइम में ज़रे ज़रे में पता चलेगा कि हिंदुस्तान में जो सिख कौम है, इनकी कितनी बहादुरियाँ, कितनी ही कुर्बानियाँ हैं। सो इसी के साथ मोदी जी ने बहुत ही काम किए हैं सिखों के लिए। सो मैं मोदी जी का और सारी कैबिनेट का बहुत बहुत थैंक्स करते हैं। आगे लिए भी मैं अपनी तरफ से, अपनी सारी पार्टी की तरफ से, अपने सिक्स ऑफ अमेरिका की तरफ से तन मन धन से हम सेवा करेंगे। थैंक यू वेरी मच। सत श्री अकाल, जय हिंद, नमस्कार।
I have here Archana Kokrushi is KOA president right here in USA. So I am, going to be talking to her. Hi, Archana, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Jyoti. And we are here basically to welcome Mr. Piyush Goyal, our Commerce Minister, and we are very excited to welcome him here. And at the same time, we were hoping to meet with him and talk about the general affairs, especially the affairs of Kashmir. And we wanted to, through this media, we want to also bring out our concerns that we have our PM package employees who are on strike. So I wanted to convey to the Commerce Minister and through him, hopefully to the Home Ministry, that if the LG in Jammu can release their salaries because the families are really suffering financially.
And now part of my conversation with the Commerce and Industry Minister, who also holds another important portfolio of food and distribution as well as textiles. He was all positive and easy to communicate as questions regarding policies of the government and how USA is emerging as important large trading partner with India, how India is working towards coming up on the ease of doing business. Here is Minister Piyush Goyal. Such a pleasure and honor to have you here. And as I look up the way things have unfolded in the last few years, especially while you are also holding the charge of food and public distribution and textiles. So, what has happened under your leadership and, of course, with Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji guiding the country, we have reached to a very prestigious fifth largest and fastest growing major economy. So let me begin by requesting you to share the top three factors that you feel has worked favorably for the growth of Indian economy.
Well, I would think the sincerity of purpose with which Prime Minister Modi has led as a decisive leader, the fact that there's political stability in the country, and the innovative thinking he has brought into India's economic policy, India's political thinking, the confidence that he has brought into every citizen of India that India is a powerful country, India matters, and India has a bright future. Collectively, we used to never think of the nation getting involved in nation building. He has made every citizen recognize his or her strength. He has involved the entire country in every program that he has brought in, whether it is Swachh Bharat, which he initiated 8 years ago, whether it's financial inclusion and digitization. I'm sure you're aware that we did 78 billion financial transactions digitally last year, calendar 2022, which is more than Europe, US, and China combined. And the entire nation has now started looking up to a better future, aspiring for a better quality of life. And Prime Minister Modi is right there in the forefront of policy making, in building up the confidence of the nation, and in giving a direction which I think we have never seen before, coming right from the top. So we are truly indeed blessed to have a leader like Prime Minister Modi. The nation is blessed to have somebody who's shown that the world can look up to India. And clearly today, he is the most towering leader in the democratic world.
I would say that most of us agree with you 100%. And if I take a very brief reference to your name, and we are celebrating Azadi का अमृत महोत्सव, तो आपका तो नाम ही पीयूष है, जिसका मतलब ही अमृत होता है. तो इसलिए, and the kind of responsibility that he has entrusted you right now, also you are holding important portfolios like commerce and industry, food and public distribution, and textiles also, and earlier you have served as railway minister also. Now, switching gears to the focus of Prime Minister Modi on NRIs, and I think we here in America, as well as in many countries, we feel more connected to Bharat than what we have previously felt. And right now, as we speak, he has inaugurated 17th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. So, talk to us about your expectations from Indian American community, how they can play more active role in India's success story.
Well, first of all, I'd say that driving into Edison, New Jersey, one felt so much at home. I saw all the stores which I'm familiar with back home, whether it's Kalaniketan or Nali sarees. I saw so many food outlets, and it really felt like a mini India. And the good part about the non-resident Indians, and we have 32 million persons of Indian origin across the world today, approximately, is that while they become an integral part of local communities, they're very benign, very friendly, they become a part of local culture. They do not threaten any country with a kind of effort to dominate. They're friendly in nature. and they maintain their tradition, their original identity in a very subtle way. So they are family oriented, they have the legacy of a rich heritage, traditions, family value systems, culture, which they pass on to their generations even in foreign lands. And in that sense, I think the NRIs really make India proud. And you're right, I'm privileged to be amongst all of you as Pravasi Bharat Divas is being celebrated back home. And we are remembering the day when Mahatma Gandhi came back home in 1915 after nearly 20 years as a Pravasi Bharatiya. And I'm delighted that the legacy that Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji started nearly 2 decades ago continues with even greater thrust and focus on the NRIs. I think all of you do us proud with the good work that you're doing all over the world. I hope you will continue to work with India, engage with India. You will continue to bring back technologies, bring back tourists, bring back trade and investments back home to India. So you really are ambassadors. You're really, the NRIs are people who reflect what the strength of India is, what India truly is. And I think as more and more of the world sees your success, they will recognize the potential that India holds. I think particularly the American NRIs have done a fabulous job in terms of their own performance and successes in the United States of America. And I think you really act as a bridge between other countries with whom we would like to expand our business, trade, technology, investments. And this living bridge that you represent is India's strength.
The American Association of Physicians of Indian origin has always been on the forefront on serving the community, whether they cater to Indian Americans here or connect to Indians in India with the collaboration from other organization or government of India. And now New Jersey chapter of API, which is led by Dr. Pradeep Shah, he is the president of this chapter of API, and with the help of API volunteers, he organized a blanket donation drive. This was indeed a thoughtful gesture and charitable act which manifests the basic teachings of Bharat Mata. And as Swami Vivekananda puts it, sacrifice and service are the national ideals. This event was organized at the Renovation House at Perth Amboy, New Jersey. Take a look.
Hi, my name is Dr. Pradeep Shah. I'm here at the renovation out. We are doing the blanket donation to the needy people who, as you know, all that it's cold outside and everybody can use the blanket, those who need it. And here I'm with the box of the brand new blanket. We are donating to the needy people here. They here comes on every Tuesday and they have a dinner. With the dinner, we are going to give them the blanket. The blankets are this from the with the help of the Central API and the New Jersey State API. We are donating this blanket. So this is from the New Jersey State API. With the help of the Central API, we are donating this blanket to the needy people over here at the renovation house in Perth Amboy.
Time to say goodbye from today's Vision of Asia Voice of the Community, but time also to thank you for being with us, as well as remind you to be with us on our Facebook page. Subscribe to ITV Gold's YouTube channel and keep writing events at itvgold.com. With lots and lots of good wishes, take care. This is Shok Vyas. Namaste.